Shine Lifestyle and Yoga Festival took place this past weekend, which included 2 days packed with classes, workshops, and talks on wellness and self-development. Having above zero temperatures in November isn't usually a bad thing, but for one Edmonton business, it's been a little too warm for comfort. Hello, and welcome to Second Edition News. Spruce Grove will soon be growing with crane and hoist apprentices as NAIT's new campus is underway.
There's a growing need.
Unusually warm temperatures have prevented Snow Valley crews from being able to manufacture enough snow to be able to open on time. This means they've had to cancel their first week of lessons and operation to the public. Whether you are stressed from school, work, or your personal life, the Shine Festival encourages everyone to come together and connect with like-minded individuals. There are The Edmonton Oilers honored former coach and general manager Glenn Sather this week. Slats is considered to be the architect of the dynasty teams from the 80s. Although he was a great coach, the ceremony focused more on the behind the scenes of what made Sather such a great executive. The Oil Kings were looking to turn things around on Sunday night when they returned to Rexall Place. The Kings had an unsuccessful 2-game road trip, dropping both games. They kicked off their 4-game homestand in the middle of a 3-game mini-series against the Medicine Hat Tigers. It was a wild one at Rexall, which was fitting as they hosted Family Fun Night. The Oil Kings came out firing as they took 14 of their 25 shots in the first period. The hard work eventually pays off as OK's forward Tyler Robertson cleans up the scramble play in front of Med Hat netminder Max Shields. The Kings go up 2-0 early. The Tigers respond quickly as Cole Sanford wires a shot off a sweet feed from David Kenneville, narrowing the deficit to 1. Into the second now with the Tigers pressing, Oil Kings goaltender Peyton Lee makes one of his 36 saves to keep the Kings ahead. After the Tigers tied at 2-2, hometown captain Brandon Baddock tips in a point shot to put Edmonton back up 1. Later in the frame, Lee makes a spectacular post-to-post stop to keep the Kings ahead. Jumping to the third, after Med Hat knotted it up at 3, Oil Kings forward Tyler Robertson tucks away a rebound to boost the Kings ahead once again. But the Tigers weren't ready to roll over just yet. Med Hat with the man advantage as Ryan Jevney unloads a bomb from the top of the circle, beating Lee short side to tie the game for a third time. And yeah, Jevney's stoked. Directing your attention to the top left corner of your screen, Cole Gamble takes James Hamlin hard into the boards from behind. A crowd gathers and tempers boil. Blows are eventually exchanged as both teams are assessed offsetting minors. On the ensuing face-off, the Tigers put a dagger in the heart of the hometown boys as Jevney fires home his second of 2 late goals. The Oil Kings fall 5-4. The Tigers only led. Fossils, rare gems, and even more rare minerals were on display at the Ridgewood Community Center as the Edmonton Gem and Mineral Show held their second annual show over the weekend. Over 3,000 people attended the 3-day event. What helps this show sparkle brighter than others is how they get their high-quality gems and minerals.
Brazil, China, Madagascar. We also travel to these other places to get these minerals. For instance, 4 weeks ago we were in Greenland meeting a guy to cover mountains for 2 weeks. 2 weeks before that we were in Australia, swinging a pick and shovel in the Australian outback for Australian orphans. Brazil, all of our geodes come directly from the source. They go direct.
Many of the stones at the event are so rare that you can only find them at the event and their place of origin. This, and the fact that the majority of the stones have been hand-picked by Chris Roback and company, is a big reason why the event has grown by 20% since last year. So while Edmontonians may be mostly familiar with stones like these, the rockin' success of the Edmonton Gem and Mineral Show means that they'll be back next year with twice the selection, twice the size of the venue, all to show Edmontonians what exciting gems and minerals there really are to offer, and not just the same old boring rocks of these ones. For Second Edition News, I'm Nathan Spence. Although El Nino means a warmer winter, remember, this is Alberta we live in, and that means we're going to be having an Albertan winter. So expect some cold snaps among the warmer temperatures. For Second Edition News, I'm Nathan Spence. The City Center Airport used to be a bustling center for activity, but once they're finished the destruction of buildings like these, it'll be replaced with skyscrapers and high-rises that should help to revitalize the downtown core. For Second Edition News, I'm Nathan Spence.
See, I told you I knew a lot.
You may know a lot about Edmonton, but I know how to make delicious blueberry muffins thanks to Chef Dan at Ernest's.
I have a little bit of a hard time believing that, but I guess I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, you can watch all about it in my segment coming up after the break, Cooking with Ernest, where Chef Dan is going to show me how to make some delicious blueberry loaf muffins. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Ernest. My name is Nathan Spence, and today I'm joined by Chef Dan, who's going to be showing us how to make some fancy blueberry muffins today.
We're going to scoop it in.
Well, that looks and smells delicious. If you want to figure out how to make this recipe yourself, visit naitnewswatch.ca and click on the second edition tab. Chef Dan, thank you, and thanks for joining us.